our channel. So we're cooking again tonight. It's Thursday night. Normally we are not home at this time, but we did not have band practice this evening, so the kids and I were able to go to Taekwondo. Mom went to her workout for an hour, and we were able to come home and get our meal done. So we're doing Pantry Challenge for the month of January, and tonight is Pantry Challenge Day 12. And we're cooking cheesy pasta and meatballs, and then I'm actually doing a meatloaf for tomorrow night. But I do want to say this. We did not film Pantry Challenge Day 11, but let me just say this, people. The Bible is very clear. It says, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they are older, they will not depart from it. And my girl made a crock pot pork loin that was delish yesterday. So big props to Alana. She helped me out. I actually did not have enough time to do everything that I needed to do yesterday, and I was like, hey sister, will you put that pork loin on? And we had a loin in the freezer, and so we thawed it out the night before. So Wednesday night we put it in the fridge to thaw out for Thursday. Tuesday night we put it in the fridge to thaw out for Wednesday. And so we just simply put it in a crock pot. We put in a bag of mixed vegetables. I think it was like peppers and peppers, green and red bell peppers. And then we also had a bag of pearl onions that we threw 2 bags of vegetables in, the roast, salt and pepper. Did we do salt and pepper? I don't even think we did salt and pepper. But we used one bottle, a small bottle of the Ken's Italian dressing, and we let that cook on high for about 6 hours, and then it cooked on stay warm while we went and did Taekwondo and all of that. Came home, made a couple of things of mashed potatoes. It was so good. She did a great job. I'm proud of her. Anywho, just wanted to let you know that. Don't be afraid to let your kids get in the kitchen, especially if they're cooking with you already. They pretty much know what you're doing, so give them a chance to use their skills. Anywho, we're doing cheesy pasta and meatballs. So in this fry pan, I do have 1 medium onion. That's kind of between a small and a medium, so a medium onion. I've got some salt and black pepper. I simply use just the spray oil in here. No extra butter, no extra olive oil, nothing. In this pan, I just have some water boiling and salt. So I'm going to put some elbows in here simply because this is what we had in our pantry, and we're going to use what we have in our pantry. We do have some whole wheat penne, but Alana was like, no mom, I don't want the whole wheat tonight. So as is my practice, I put in probably about 3/4 of the box, and we'll just say, I don't know why I do this. I don't know why I put in why I don't put a whole box in. But 3/4 is all I ever put in there, and I'm just going to go with it. So I'm letting my onions saute. I don't want it to cook too fast because I didn't put any extra fat in there. So I do want to cook it a little bit slow, and while the pasta gets boiled. So I'm going to bring you over here to this side. So I was looking up Weight Watchers meatloaf today, because that's what I originally took out to cook, was the meatloaf. So I'm going to just put it together with what I have in my house. Alana said, Mom, you don't have any of these ingredients. You're going to have to go out to the store and buy some stuff. I was like, well, what do we need? Breadcrumbs. We got bread. Egg whites. We got eggs. Seasonings. We got salt. She's like, we need barbecue sauce. We don't have any of that. Girl, we can make barbecue sauce. Just Google it. Google will save your life. So I have another medium onion. That's between a small and a medium. I have 1 thing of, this is Marcho Farms meatloaf mix. I got this on Manager Special at Food Line. I don't know how long ago, but I had it in the freezer. So we took it out and let it thaw today. So I'm just going to sit that in this 1 bowl. To that, I'm going to add in the medium chopped onion, not sauteed. This is just a raw onion. I'm going to use this again, so I'm leaving it there. Then we need 2 egg whites. If you're following the Weight Watchers plan, this is going to be per serving 7 smart points. So I'm just going to have to remember to save me some points so I can have a piece of meatloaf, which I've been doing pretty good on having points. So that's 1 egg white and a nut, kind of an egg white and a little yolk. We shall not remember that. When I was growing up, I saw my grandmother make it with, she made it with whole eggs. She did not use just the whites. So I'm okay to do it with the whole eggs. Just going to give that a little bit of a stir. And I do want to stir my noodles so they don't stick. And again, I'm doing the 1 pot. So once this cooks, I'm going to transfer this pasta over into the pan. And a lot of people ask me what's the name brand of this. I talked to my friend. I think he said it's a Tefal. Tefal is the name of that pan. And I really love that pan. So I'm going to use 1 slice of the whole wheat bread. Now I normally would have used the 40-calorie bread, but I don't have any more, and I'm not sure if I have any in the freezer. So I'm going to just use 1 slice to make up for the breadcrumbs that I do not have. And I'm going to get everything combined. I'm probably going to use a little bit of milk just to kind of soak that a little bit to make it pliable. You won't I'm getting a face from the camera, girl. You won't ever know what's in there. So a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder on top of the onion that's already in there. As soon as my kitchen helper is done having his snack, he'll help me with moving the eggs and my trash. Here, let me come over here a little bit. This will be a little easier. This is a little bit of cracked black pepper, just however you like it to taste. And I'm actually going to put in a couple of tablespoons. This recipe that we found calls for barbecue sauce, but I don't have barbecue sauce. So I'm just going to put in like 2 tablespoons of the tomato paste, and I'll probably put the rest of the tomato paste in the cheesy pasta. So that's a good idea. Take this for me, lovely, if you would, and then put this back for mommy. I'm going to add in a little bit of salt, and again, I will try to list this recipe. I'm really not following it per se. That's 3/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and that's all of my salt ingredients. I'm going to give this one more quick stir. My onions look really good. This cheesy pasta should not take long at all. Simply waiting for the onion to cook and the pasta to be done, which it does feel softer. And this is elbow, so they don't take as long to cook. And I like mine al dente, so I'm good with it being a little more firm than a little bit softer. So I'm going to take a break from the meatloaf for 1 second because I do want to get that squared away. So I had frozen meatballs in the freezer, and I simply just took them out because we didn't take them out enough time. I was going to do the meatloaf, and I just nuked them in the microwave for 2 minutes. Now, they only were 14 meatballs in this particular bag, so to stretch it, because 3 of us have to eat, I'm cutting 1 meatball into thirds and throwing it into the pot. Now, you can cut this smaller if you like thirds, and then you want to cut that third in half. That just stretches your meat a little bit more. Just depends on how much you want in each bite. However you like it, you can do it this way. Again, that's personal preference and choice. You can do it smaller. If you've got little kids and you're scared of choking hazards, definitely do them smaller because these are really pretty big meatballs. I didn't check my Weight Watcher points on these, but I will check, and I'll let you guys know how much they were. Pasta, again, is only 5 smart points, 3 smart points for the sauce. And I actually have a few points today because I didn't eat as much as I normally do. I didn't have 2 snacks. I don't actually think I had a snack at work at all. But I did eat a good lunch because we did meal prep ahead meals for lunches. So I'm pretty good. I did have smart points. I had enough lunch. Had the honey mustard chicken, the rice, cabbage wrapped in bacon, and then a little bit of a sweet potato is what I had for lunch. So again, this goes pretty quickly because the meatballs are already done. They were just frozen, and we're just waiting for the pasta to cook. And again, I just want to see how it makes so much more. And I could have cut those down even more. If you have a food processor, you probably could just do a rough chop on these and it make little bits and pieces. So it actually would look like hamburger meat if you wanted to pretend you had meat sauce, which is totally your option. Kitchen helper. It's amazing how the kitchen helper gets missing when you got stuff that needs helping, but they show back up at dinner time. Okay. Thank you, Bubba. I'm done with this. To the sink. I'm done with my kitchen bowl. Okay. So, we've got this going. We've got the meatballs. We've got the onions going. My pasta is done. So, I'm just going to grab a slotted spoon. Cut that off. And I'm going to transfer the pasta over. Yes, I could strain that out, but I'm already here, so I may as well just do it this way. It's easy and simple for me. We already had the Prego sauce in the pantry. A couple weeks ago, when I was couponing, there was a lot of pasta. Coupons run in cycles. If you're trying to get into couponing, remember this. Coupons run in cycles. You need about a 6 to 8 week cycle to get every item you could possibly ever buy in your normal grocery shops. So 1 week, it might be heavy in dairy items, eggs, milk, butter. Then it's almost guaranteed that once that week is done, the next week is going to be something like pasta and sauce. So once that week is done, you're probably going to go into more of your laundry soaps and personal items. So, and then after that week is done, then you're going to go into your breakfast items and different things like that. Running over to the sink real quick. So again, coupons run in cycles. By the end of the 8th week, there's going to be a week that is going to be just all baked items. If you're looking for anything to bake with, brownies, cake mixes, those types of things, start looking around the month of October, November, because as Thanksgiving and Christmas come, those items go on sale and they have coupons. So at the end of a 6-week period, you really should have every item that you could have ever thought to purchase in your regular grocery shop, and you can start your mini stockpile. Now, this past week, it was laundry soap and dishwasher tabs. I got 84 dishwasher tabs for $6. That normally would have cost me $30 at the grocery store. So, I was taking that win because it was super doubles. And I know a lot of people said, but you shopped 3 times last week. At our stores, you can only use 20 coupons a day. So, that doesn't go very far when you're trying to stock up. So I always plan on a super double week to shop multiple times. I was able to get 5 or 6 bags of Gain and Tide Pods. And then I got another 6 bags of the dishwasher tabs. So I'm just adding in some pasta sauce we had already in the fridge because we cooked pasta last week. If you will take those 2 things for me, lovely. Thank you. And then I have a white sauce. This is a Bertolli carbonara with the flavored with real bacon, because I do like to mix a white and a red when I have it to make pink. And this was manager special at Food Line for $1.42. Now, I very rarely shop at Food Line simply because they don't double my coupons. But if I have to grab something really quick, and since I've been going to the gym, the Food Line is right next door to the gym that I go to. So simply, all we're doing now on the pasta is we're going to let the sauce come up to heat. And this is done. I'm saving the cheese for the end because I'm doing the Weight Watchers points, and cheese gives me too many points. So I'm going to do a Laughing Cow cheese wedge, which is only 1 point on my cheesy pasta. And the kids can have just regular cheese. Now, one thing we are doing, trying to move over to Weight Watchers, is we are not buying a lot of cheese anymore. I've had coupons for cheese the last couple weeks, and I bought some sticks just to have for the kids to snack on or throw in their lunches. But I'm not trying to steer away from cheese so much. Okay, so that is what my cheesy pasta and meatballs look like. I'm gonna grab, I don't have, that's okay. I'm out of milk. Here, Bubba, will you take this for Mommy? Thank you so much. Man don't work, he don't eat. Okay. So I don't have milk, but I do have half and half. So I'm going to just give this a little bit of a shake. And we didn't need this other, let me move that out of the way so that my pan can stay there and get warm. We don't need this, so that can go back in the pantry. Thank you, sir. So I do have, this is fat-free half and half. And I'm just using a little bit to soak this bread because I do want it to get moist. So I'm only using just enough. I would use regular milk if I had it, but I don't have it. So I am just using enough to soak that bread because it asked me to do breadcrumbs, and I didn't have breadcrumbs. And I left my edges on. My daughters don't like the edges. One of my girls, Shamika. Shamika does not like the edges of plain bread, but she will eat bread plain. No clue why, but she does not like the outer edges or the crust of the bread. But if you just mix it really, really good, my grandmother used to do this with her hand. I am not that advanced because I don't like the way this stuff feels on my hand. So I refrain and I use a fork. And I'm okay with that. But as you mix it in, or as you begin to just work it around, you'll notice that the bread is kind of disappearing into the meat. And you simply just using that as a binding for this particular meatloaf. So everything that I put in, and you can put anything in here if you want. If you wanted to add in some veggies like some celery and green onions and green peppers, and maybe you had some carrot. What's wrong, Bubba? Go lay down. We have a little sick one. He doesn't feel well. He's going to go lay down right now. And we're just using that bread as a binding. So you really are not seeing that. The onions are going to cook up really, really well. And the only thing we have left to do is to make this into a loaf and put it in our 350-degree oven. It's going to cook for about 40 to 45 minutes. Everything is getting well incorporated in there. You can use your hands if you like. It's just not my favorite thing to do because I have texture issues, so I just don't really like the way it feels. I do love to cook, but there are some things that I don't plan to eat. I do plan to eat this, but I don't plan to touch it. So this is what our cheesy pasta looks like. I am going to cut that off, grab my loaf pan, and then we're going to be eating in 2 minutes. Somebody time me. Okay. Swiping that out. Now, everything in. And I am going to have to touch it now. But I didn't have to touch it to do all the mixing, so I'm okay with that. All of that over. And we're just going to form this into a loaf. And I'm going to go ahead and cook it tonight because I have to be up anyway for a little while to do a few things. And we have a haircut tomorrow for my son. So I'm going to just go ahead and cook this. But we're going to eat this tomorrow night. But I'm just trying to get it prepped and done ahead. Just because I simply had the time to get it done. So there we go. Into the 350-degree oven. I still have to clean my oven out for the challenge. But I'll get that done this weekend. That's going to cook up for 40 minutes. Put the timer on. And then this is to plate my cheesy pasta. I didn't add spinach this time. That's okay. And I probably could have made some green bean. Okay. That's probably a beef for my son. I'll measure mine out into a cup. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight. This is Pantry Challenge Day 12. I hope you have joined in the challenge one night a week or 2 nights a week. Or hey, listen, just do it till you run out of food and then go grocery shop with your coupons. But anyway, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time we cook. Bye.